Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Today, we're going to try to skin and cut up and process this deer. A buddy of mine, an old friend of mine, shot this deer for us 3 days ago. It's been hanging up here for about 2 days, and today we're gonna cut it up and get into it. We have a lot of meat in the basement right now, so we'll get a few nice steaks out of this guy, but most of this deer is gonna go in the ground. It was so cold this morning when I was cutting this thing up. It took me like 10-15 minutes to get this one rear leg off, and after I got that done I had to go inside and warm my hand up. My thumb was just frozen solid. But then I came back out and I started to pull the rest of the hide off. It really went pretty smooth. You know, we killed pigs this year, and the skin on the pig does not come off the body like skin on the deer. But the plan is to try to tan this hide, and I've got that kind of going a little bit in the garage right now. So we'll see how well that works. Okay, so I took the hide off now, and the next step I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the head off. I'm gonna save that because I'm gonna use the brains for something. And then I'm going to take these shoulders off and bring them inside and work on them. I actually left a lot of meat on the neck there. When I cut the head off, I should have cut it closer to the ears. I should have cut more of the skin off and cut it up higher. Got our 2 front legs off the deer now. Gonna take them inside and cut them up. So there's the shoulder. You see the red spot there. It's all nasty where it was shot. But I started working on the island, and quickly realized I needed to be over next to where the sink was, because I had to rinse off some stuff every now and then. Much easier that way. Anyway, so again, these are the shoulders. There's not very many roasts that you're going to get off the shoulders. There are a couple maybe, but again, we just wanted to put it all in the grind. So we made it through these 2 shoulders, put everything that we wanted in the grind. The blue bucket is scraps, and the white bucket is the good meat that we wanted to keep. I probably filled that white bucket up about 4 or 5 times throughout the day. Okay, so we got the shoulders off of the deer, and they are already, most of it's just going in the ground. In fact, all of it's going in the ground. I'm only gonna be staking out the back straps and the tenderloins. Maybe something good up here I might stake out, we'll see when we get to it. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut off this chunk here, and then take that inside and get to work on that. It might be nice to have a helper at this stage, someone to hold the carcass while you're working with it. Got it. See, there's I think that's where it went in. Maybe that's where it went out. This side might be where it went in. But let's go cut this guy up now. So there's a couple ways you can work with this big torso. You can cut the whole thing in half right down the middle, and then you'll have 2 halves to work with. But what I did is I cut the rib cage out halfway down on both sides, so that way it will be able to sit, as you see here, level for me to work with the top, or to work down from the top to pull out these nice long tenderloins. You'll see that there's a tenderloin on each side of the spine there, and I pulled one out right there, and the next one's on the other side is going to come out. That's part of the meat that I staked out, so we didn't put that on the ground. You could, but it's really good meat. It's like 45 degrees outside. I'm gonna take a break and go for a walk. Okay, got the middle part done. Now I gotta do the back 2 legs. This is one of them. Let's get at it. All right, so here is a back leg, and these are much bigger than the front legs, obviously. And you'll see as I start to cut off, you'll see like some nice chunks here coming. So this is like right there would be, you could stake that out, you could stake out this other piece, or you could even turn it into a roast if you didn't want to cut it up. But Rachel's not too keen on eating just straight venison, so she likes it ground, but she doesn't like the steaks. So I just made them for myself and took everything in the ground. And all I did, like I said, was the tenderloins for myself. All right, so we got, how many pounds of meat was this?
22 pounds of meat. 22
pounds of meat. I've got like 8 bags of steaks in the freezer already from the backstrap, and what's this, 3 pounds of fat. So 22 pounds of meat, 3 pounds of fat. We're gonna grind it up now.
We did math, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So venison, as you know, is a very lean meat. So obviously we cut I think 10 to 15% more fat into it. So we had 22 pounds of beef, and like I said, I think there were 3 pounds of fat. This is beef, sorry, beef. We had about 22 pounds of venison, and we put about 3 pounds of beef fat in it, because there is some fat in the venison, just not a whole lot. That grinder that we're using is an LEM number 8 Big Bite. I'll put a link down in the description for that. We bought that this year. That was a new purchase for us. We're excited about it. It's worked pretty well. We didn't use it for our pigs. We used someone else's, but we used it for our turkey, and we used it here for this deer. And now we're measuring out 1 pound roughly 1 pound bags. Some of them were 2 pound bags, some of them might have been half pound bags. But Rachel's over there sealing, and I'm putting the meat in the bags. That vacuum sealer is awesome too. We did a product review on it. It's an Excalibur vacuum sealer. I'll put a link in the description, and I'll put a link in the video here to the video we did for that. What's up, guys? That was a lot of work. It is now 9:30, and I think I had the skin off that deer at like 10 o'clock this morning. So that's pretty cool. Hope you guys liked watching that, cutting that deer up. You know, I remember like a time when I didn't have any food, and I was in my early 20s. You know, I don't know why we now have 3 freezers full of awesome meat that we've raised, and then Nick calls us and says, "Hey, I got a deer if you want it." Like it's pretty cool. I don't know why we're so blessed with all the meat that we have and everything. But thanks for watching, and you know, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for checking us out. Take care, guys. Bye.